The death of Elijah McClain in 2019 led to social justice protests in Denver a year later. Now people across the country know his name, an innocent 23-year-old walking home from a convenience store when he was stopped after somebody reported he looked suspicious. He had done nothing wrong.
Today, the trial began for 2 of the 3 police officers who put him in a carotid hold. Those officers threw him to the ground, restrained him, then paramedics injected him with ketamine. Just 10 minutes ago, both the prosecution and defense finished laying out their cases for the cases against Randy Roedema and Jason Rosenblatt.
This pair faces charges of reckless manslaughter and assault. Kevin Vaughn has been monitoring the trial at the Adams County Courthouse all afternoon. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Jenny. Opening statements today just got underway about 3 o'clock after a long delay picking the jury. And frankly, there wasn't a lot of new information provided. It went over a lot of stuff we already know about this case. Elijah McClain's mother, Shanine, was in court today. She's been her son's voice since his death. Here's what we did learn. The jurors are going to be told that there are 2 interpretations of the events that unfolded. On the prosecution's side, they allege that the police officers on trial here, these 2 officers, did basically everything wrong. They violated department policy and they ignored Elijah McClain's cries for help. In the other narrative from the defense, these police officers reasonably responded to a 911 call from a citizen, and they followed policy and did things that did nothing wrong, basically. Those dueling interpretations are laid out in those opening statements by prosecutor Jonathan Bungie and defense attorney Reed Elkis.
What you'll also hear in this case is during this 15 minutes when Elijah is on the ground handcuffed behind his back, he is saying over and over and over again, I can't breathe. Please help me. I can't fix myself. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. 7 times, I can't breathe. Were the officers trained what to do in that type of situation? Absolutely. This is their training. They were instructed. When someone says, I can't breathe, it is a medical emergency.
The death of Elijah McClain is a tragedy. There's not a single person here that's going to tell you different. Just because a tragedy occurs does not mean criminality occurred, yet that's exactly what the people want you to believe.
Jurors also heard a couple of other things from the defense today. They heard that the first officer on the scene, the one that first confronted Elijah McClain, is not a part of this trial. And they were told that that ketamine injection, that sedative that was blamed for his death, was administered by 2 paramedics who were also not part of this trial. What the jurors were not told is that that other officer and those paramedics are set to go on trial later this fall in separate cases.
So Kevin, what's up next tomorrow? What's the first thing as this trial really gets rolling?
Tomorrow is when it really actually does get underway. The prosecution is set to call its first witness at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We don't know who that's going to be, but finally the jurors, after this long process, are going to hear testimony from witnesses and evidence.
More than 4 years later. All right, thank you, Kevin Vaughn.